Hi, everyone. I am so glad that you're here celebrating Earth Day with me and Mary Ellen. And if you look behind me, you can see the Oakland Hills. And this is where I get to work, right here in nature. And if you look out the window, I'm so happy for how green everything is now here in Northern California, the mountains and the redwoods. And I'm also so happy to look outside the window and see how clean and blue and clear the skies are now, because cars aren't driving around and airplanes aren't flying. It's like all of nature can breathe more easily, whether it's the red-tailed hawks that are flying, or the wild turkeys and the deer and the feral cats that are walking the labyrinth and out in the hills beyond. And we are all welcome to this place, this land of the Chochenko people, from the Ohlone people who lived here 4,000 years ago, to this land where once giant redwoods stood so tall that you could see them from San Francisco before it was San Francisco. And we're standing where they all once stood, on sacred ground. And so today we remember them, and we remember all of the living creatures, and we think about the future, and especially about children, because we love this planet Earth, our home. And together, you and I and all of us, we can repair this precious home, our Mother Earth. And so today, April 22nd, is not only the 30th anniversary of Mary Ellen Hill as a storyteller, it's the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. And so we lift up special thanks to Earth Day's great visionary, Dennis Hayes. 50 years ago, our planet, our home, the Earth, was going through really tough times. Lake Erie was on fire because of oil pollution. Lakes aren't supposed to be on fire, right? And New York City had so much smog, people could barely breathe. And so on April 22nd, 1970, Dennis Hayes organized 20 million people to march in protest for our right for clean water and clean air. But the very next week, US President Richard Nixon escalated the war in Vietnam. And then no one was thinking about Earth Day in the US. Everyone was thinking about the war. But later that fall, the people organized and they rose up and they got together, and through the power of voting, they elected leaders who loved the earth and all its people and all creation. And that's what we need to do too, to protect the water and the air and the land and all of nature and all of the people of the world today. And so today we promise each other that Earth Day is not just one day, it is every day. And it takes every one of us to love our home. And so today, as part of honoring Earth Day, I am so honored and happy to welcome Mary Ellen Hill on her 30th anniversary today, that we're celebrating with her as a storyteller who loves the earth, who's here to tell us some creation stories. So I just need to unmute her. Hold on one second. How are you, Mary Ellen? I'm trying to find you, Mary Ellen. One second. There you are. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Once upon a timeless time, the universe was dreamed into mystery, dreamed into being. Some 13.8 billion years ago, Time, space, matter, and energy came billowing out of this great cauldron of creativity. Everything that was needed for us to be here now came as a precious, perfect, single gift. The universe was growing and expanding and cooling off rapidly, and eventually, some atoms formed, the first bonded relationships in the universe, hydrogen and helium. And this hydrogen and helium whirled about and spread and grew and gathered together, and they formed our first galaxies and stars. Stars of many shapes, sizes, and colors: brown dwarf, blue giant, silver, pink, purple, red supergiants. Now, these supergiants were quite amazing because they went supernova. And when that happened, it was a big stellar death dance. But out of that death came new atoms: calcium, magnesium, zinc, copper, phosphorus, gold, silver. Why, feel your heart pumping. Feel that, feel your jaw. The iron in your blood, the calcium that makes your jaw hard, came out of the hearts of stars billions of years ago. Everything is made of stars. We are all stardust. We are the stars that laugh and cry and sing, tell stories, gather together. Well, the universe spent a lot more time creating stars and galaxies, and then just 4.5 billion years ago, there was a new star that was born, unlike any of the others. There was a big supernova that just happened in our galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy. You know that. That's our home galaxy, right? And way out in the Orion spiral arm, like the galactic suburbs, there was a supernova that just had exploded. And then a huge wave of love, which some people call gravity, came pouring through that part of our galaxy, and 10,000 new stars were born. But there was just one, unlike the others. That was the day our sun, the day star, was born. And swirling around the sun for millions of years were cosmic glitter and icy grains and gas and dust and rocks. But eventually, after millions of years, they coalesced and gathered together and created a family of 9 or 8, depending. And well, you know it, it's the sun family, the solar family, the solar system. Let's say it together. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. I still keep Pluto in the family, but you don't have to say Pluto. But there they were, all of them unique, a different size, a different shape, different colors, all of them circling their parent sun, and all of them had a really rough childhood, if you didn't know that. I mean, I thought growing up with 3 brothers, that was tough, but oh no. The planet's constantly bombarded by asteroids, meteors, cosmic snowballs. You know, it was terrible. It was hard. And well, Earth was no exception. During her turbulent teenage years, a meteor the size of Mars crashed into her. But bits of the meteor and bits of Earth settled in nearby to form our nearest relative, the moon. And with the luck of the draw and the love of the moon, Earth was in the perfect place for life. I mean, it took a while. Earth had to cool off and, well, all that bombardment and, things stopped. But Earth then kind of shrunk and wrinkled like an old apple does. And then the water vapor condensed and it began to rain. And it rained 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 for millions of years. For millions of years it rained. But of course, that was just the perfect amount of time
Mhm.
when it could have happened. The oceans were born. Water. Oh, and the oceans, that was a perfect place for life.
Mm.
And it happened in some mysterious, magical way. They still really can't explain it.
Mhm.
The new oceans were teeming with life. Now, this life is very small. You can't really see it unless you have a microscope, but we know them very well. They're in our yogurt. Thousands are on your tongue. Millions in your compost heap. Bacteria. Now, bacteria, our amazing one-celled ancestors, were quite ingenious, surviving in the oceans for billions of years. Now, first they were feeding off the rich chemical soupy oceans and multiplying, and things were going well, but then, food was running out. It was a crisis. They couldn't run to the store and buy toilet paper. No, they had to figure out what to do, and they changed their eating habits. You know how hard that is. They started to eat their dead relatives. The first recyclers. Well, then things were not looking so good either, and food was running out. Then some of them figured out how to eat photons, how to eat the sun. Photosynthesis, you might have heard of it. Well, when they ate the sun, they let off a lot of hot air, oxygen to be exact, and that's when our ozone layer formed for the first and only time. But those sun-loving, oxygen-giving creatures weren't helpful for a lot of them living then because they couldn't take it. The air was drying them out. They couldn't survive. But then some of them figured out how to do this. Let's take a breath in honor of our ancient ancestors who figured out how to breathe.
Mm.
Well, then some of them figured out how to eat other live creatures. And some of them figured out how to multiply. And whoa, things really took off. They started to grow fins, fur, feathers, skin, scales. They started growing teeth and bones and spores and seeds and roots. All without hands, eyes, or books. And then eventually home, Earth, our home, became a place of searing red-tailed hawk, the elegance of gray whale, the delicate dance of swallowtail, the mother-baby bond of grizzly bear, brontosaurus, saber-toothed tiger, mastodon, the smell of lupin, wolf call, banana slug, and bay laurel, and fuchsia flowery gooseberry. Those are just some of the plants and animals that lived on the land where I am or live now. So think now about your favorite ancestor, your favorite plant, animal, and just say it out loud. So many things that we love, right? Well, eventually, humans did come and live on the earth. And they figured out things like how to use a rock and a stick as a tool. They figured out how to capture fire and sit around the fire in community and tell stories. They figured out how to grow their own food, how to create writing. 50 years ago, humans went to the moon and saw the earth in a new way. Humans brought their particular gift, that of being amazed. Wow. Oh, what? Ooh. Ew. How did that happen? Wow. And out of our hearts and imaginations, our dreams, we figured out how to farm and how to create communities and to gather together, create religions, make labyrinths, grow a huge field of corn. We figured out how to create a car, how to make computers. And well, now I'd like to say a little bit more about the amazing things on Earth. So we already heard, and you already know, that Earth was the right place for water to appear. I mean, we could go to Mars or Jupiter, but you can't find water. Ice or water vapor, of course. No liquidy water. And that's what life needs, right? These complex life forms can only happen here. So water is very important. And then air, like I said, the ozone layer appeared and we had oxygen. Well, there's no oxygen anywhere else. So air, another gift. Anywhere you go, any other planet, you can't light a match. No fire. So fire is really unique. And soil was created about 4 million years ago, just once. And it's only here on Earth. Dirt. And of course, we're all sitting down or standing and not floating away because of that invisible force called gravity that's just perfect here. So soil, dirt, air, fire, water, gravity, all these magical sacred gifts that only Earth can give us. And you know that Earth went through many, many extinctions. All of us know that the dinosaurs disappeared. Well, there were many other times, and this happened, where life was wiped out almost completely. Catastrophes, ice ages, only a few tiny percentage of life remained. But our ancestors figured out how to adapt and survive and flourish once again. And now I want to remind you that just moments ago, cosmologically speaking, you were born, filled with 13.8 billion years of creativity. Earth and sun and moon, all a part of you. You were born with all of that. And you were surrounded by your human family. Perhaps there was a robin singing in an apple tree. Maybe there was your cat curled up on the bed at home. It could have been a full moon. Maybe it was a cold, spring, wintry day. Maybe there were tulips blooming. And all of them were saying to you in their own particular voice, "We are so glad that you have come. Welcome to Earth." We await with delightful anticipation your gifts, your magnificence. Thank you for coming. And now, here we are today, Earth Day, April 22nd, Wednesday, 2020, celebrating Earth Day, the 50th anniversary, called together by the Stardust and Earth Clay manifestations of Laurie Manning. Here we are, gathered together. Here we are, connected by our hearts and our computers in a new way to share stories. Here I am in Oakland, Bay Delta bioregion, California. And here all of us are in North America, Earth, solar system, Virgo supercluster universe gathered together to figure out where we came from, to figure out how we belong here, and to celebrate our precious, unique, beautiful home, Earth. Now, that's the end of my first story, and as you can figure out, that came from science, from very clever people that have studied for a long time. Physicists, cosmologists, biologists, geologists. And now we're going to hear some stories from other traditions, from other wisdom. And oh, what is it? What is it? Oh yeah. Hello. Is it my time? Oh, Mirabella, this is Mirabella. And yes, it's your time. She wants to tell you a story from Genesis, from the Bible. So I'll see you later. It's her turn now.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mirabella. I want to tell you a story about this world. Let's look back at the very beginning of the Bible. It tells us that God created the heavens and the earth. How did God do that? Let's go see. God said, "Let there be some light," and there was. It looked just right. Then God made both nights and days, with sky above and waterways. And God saw it was good. Next, God made the land and seas, with plants and rocks and lots of trees. God made the sun to shine so bright, and moon and stars to glow at night. And God saw it was good. God filled the seas with lots of critters, whales and fish and alligators. God made things to fill the skies, like birds and bees and butterflies. And God saw it was good. God made animals for the land, dogs, cats, horses, it was grand. Creating the world was so much fun. After making people, God was done. And God saw it was good. My dear friends, God made this beautiful world. We can look outside and see God's handiwork everywhere. Let's take a trip to find some of my favorite things in this creation. Here's a tree. See the green leaves? They're all brand new with spring. They feed the tree and make the air clean. It's called a maple. This flowering bush is an azalea. The flowers are ruffly like my dress. Look at the wonderful color of these blossoms. God made this plant and it is beautiful. Birds are everywhere. Can you hear them sing? This little bird is eating birdseed. Someone put some out because they love birds very much and like to feed them. Look at this view. This is the Bay Area. See how clear things are? And there's clouds and blue sky. Can you hear the wind? These are good things God created. This lovely garden was planted by people in our community. It reminds me of another garden, one in the Bible. See the plants and lovely walkways? What a gift! Oh no, this doesn't belong here. This is not treating the gift of this beautiful world right. What can we do to take care of this world? I'll help you. So, children, God created this world. It is a gift. The Bible tells us we are caretakers of this earth. How can you be a good caretaker of this gift, the world? Thank you for coming along with me on this adventure. My name is Mirabella, and I love God's creation. Goodbye.
Hi, Mirabella. Thank you, Mirabella, for that story from the Bible. Now we're going to explore a couple other stories that come from other traditions. And this one is very old, from China. And this is how they explain how the world came to be. Long ago, all that was a cosmic egg. And for 18,000 years, the cosmic egg floated in the sea of darkness. And then it happened. It cracked open. And out of the egg came Fonku. He was a giant. And the light part of the egg went and floated up to become the heavens, the sky. And the dark part of the egg yolk, it floated down and became the earth. And Fonku trod the earth and pushed up the sky. And he did this for 18,000 years. He grew and grew and grew, and the gap between earth and sky grew and grew and grew. And then Fonku knew it was time. All is in place. Yes. And he put his enormous hands down. There is more to do. And he went all around the new earth with his enormous hands, carving out the riverbeds and the valleys, pushing up the mountains, shaping the world. He was really tired by now, and he started to cry. That might happen to you sometime. You're so tired, you just start crying. Well, he started crying, and his tears became, of course, water, the rivers and lakes and oceans. And by now, Fonku was so tired, he wanted to rest. So he lay down on the new earth. And he was so old, he just died. And when he died, his left eye became the sun, and his right eye became the moon, and his hair became the grasses and the trees and the flowers, and his bones became the gems and the special jewels and minerals. His voice, the thunder, his laughter, the rain, the wind. Well, every speck of Fonku's body shaped the world as we know it. Now we will travel to the African bush to hear an even older story from the people. Long ago, before anybody had dreamed of plants or animals or sun or sky, there was the little Gikwi people that lived upon the earth. They were a very short tribe of people, and they had a goddess. Her name was Tum Tum Bulose. Isn't that a great name? You can say it out loud if you want. Go ahead. Tum Tum Bulose. And Tum Tum Bulose, she was a good and kind and fair ruler. The Gikwi people loved her so. But it happened to their amazement that Tum Tum Bulose died. Oh, and they were so sad, of course, and they stood around her watching, and then they noticed her belly started to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. And then just like a balloon, it popped open. And when it popped, the sun and the moon and the stars flew out of her belly and filled up the sky. And out of her belly came the water, the oceans and the rivers And out of that came the plants and trees and flowers. And then they saw hopping and skipping and jumping and crawling and slithering out of her belly every living creature, from antelopes to zebra. The Gitwe people were amazed. And they were getting hot. They had never felt the sun. So they gathered in the cool shade of the trees. And then, when it got dark for the first time, they were a little afraid, but they looked up, and they saw the stars and the moon, and they were so delighted. And it all happened because of Tum Tum Boulasse's belly. Well, now we're going to have our last story that comes from the Miwok people. Now, the Miwok people are another native tribe, first people from California, who are still living, just like the Chochenyo Ohlone from this particular part of the land where Laurie is on and where I live. They are a living tradition, and they have a story, the Miwok people have a story about how Earth was created. And this is an adaptation of Silver Fox and Coyote Create Earth. Long ago, there was only fog. Now, people here in the Bay Area understand fog quite well. And just imagine that's all there was, fog. And two creatures. One of them, Silver Fox, and the other Coyote. Now, Silver Fox, she was usually very happy and dancing and singing and skipping. But she hadn't seen Coyote in a long time. You can understand that, right? Feeling lonely because you haven't seen your friend. And so she was just walking through the fog in a slow way. And she was singing a sad song. Oh, I want to meet someone. Oh, I want to meet someone. Oh, I want to meet someone right now. Oh, I want to meet someone. Oh, Coyote, is that you? And there was her friend Coyote coming from the other direction through the fog. Oh, Coyote, I'm so happy to see you. I'm so happy to see you. Where you been? What you doing? And how you going? And what are you doing? Well, I'm just walking along. Oh, well, can I walk along with you, please? Can I come, please, please? Sure. Oh, I'm so happy. And well, Silver Fox was not walking. She was now jumping up and down and running back and forth and skipping and hopping. But then she calmed down and she was walking with her friend through the fog. Oh, I forgot. I've been wanting to tell you this. I had a dream. Coyote, I had a dream. We had a home. We had a home. I dreamed about a home. Oh, wow. It's really beautiful. And I think that we can just make it. Oh, okay. How are we going to do that? I think if we just sing and dance, we can make it. Oh, okay. Well, let's give it a try. How about this song? No, not that. Okay. How about no. So they worked it out, and they came up with this little simple song. We want a home, home, home. 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 And then, of course, they started to dance. Because a lot of you know, singing and dancing is magic, is powerful. And they sang and they danced and they sang and they danced. Oh, I forgot to tell you, Coyote. Listen, wait. What? Oh, our home has a lot of dirt. What's dirt? Well, it's sort of fluffy. It's sort of brownish, and it's kind of can hold together, but it's kind of like can move around. That's about all I can say. So just imagine you have some. Okay. So they both stuck out their paws. And you can do that too if you want, but they imagined that they had dirt in their paws. And then they closed their eyes. They closed their eyes just for, the special power of that. And they continued singing and dancing in a circle. And when they opened their eyes, there was a real clump of dirt in their paws. So they took that clump of dirt and went through the fog, and they made a fog hole. And they looked down through the fog hole, and they saw their two clumps of dirt coming together to form a big dirt ball. And the more they sang and danced, the bigger and the bigger and bigger and bigger that dirt ball became. Then they started making up verses like, for moon and sun, for rocks and seas, a place that's fun for you and me. We want a home, home, home. We want a home, home, home. And they kept singing and dancing and singing and dancing. They peeked down through the hole. It's not big enough. Let's keep singing and dancing. So they made up other verses like, for rainbows and dirt, for family and friends, we'll call it Earth, where love never ends. We want a home, home, home. We want a home, home, home. It's not big enough. Okay, how about this verse? For birds and bees, for flowers and trees, a home for you and a home for me. We want a home, home, home. We want a home, home, home. And then when they looked down, I think it's big enough. Me too. So they held their paws together and they jumped through, down the fog hole, and they landed on their new home, Earth. And Silver Fox went, whee! And she went running and skipping and hopping and jumping and dancing. Coyote put his feet down. Hey, it's kind of hard, but sort of soft. Yeah, I like it here. Oh, Silver Fox, you about knocked me down. Oh, our home is so beautiful, but we have to keep singing and dancing because not everything is here that I saw in my dream. So let's keep singing and dancing. So they sang and danced over here. And that's when the mountains rose up. And all the creatures that live in the mountains, they sang and danced some more. And that's when the trees and the plants and the flowers and the grasses appeared. And they sang and danced some more, and the rivers and oceans and lakes appeared. And they sang and danced some more, and all the winged creatures, and the four-leggers, and the six-leggers, and all of them came to be. Silver Fox and Coyote, they ran up to a hill, and they laughed so loud, the sun and the moon and the stars popped out. And now they were singing, we love our home, home, home. We love our home, home, home. We love our home, home, home. And that's the end of our stories. One from China, one from the African bush, and this from the Miwok people. Okay. Thank you so much for listening to our stories today. Thank you so much for your good listening and helping me out with all your beautiful smiles. Thank you. So Laurie's going to say a few more things and we're going to sing a song if you want to hang out for a little bit longer. Okay, Laurie.
Hey, so everybody, I want to hear first from your chat. Those of you who know how to use chat, just type in what you love about your home, 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 because I want to share it. And then I'm going to unmute everybody. So those of you who don't know how to use chat can share with everyone what you love about your home, home, home. So I'm looking at the chat. You want to tell us, type in anything you love about your home, home, home. Yes, I love my home. I see that. My trees. What else? My loved ones. My family.
Chat.
What else? My dog. My friends and family. Okay, I'm going to unmute the flowers, the light. I'm going to unmute everybody. So tell us what you love. What do you love?
Raise your hand. Raise your hand.
live like near the. I live in Oakland, and I've seen all the animals you mentioned.
Yes.
And we go riding in the Jeep. It's really nice.
Yeah. I can. There is so bats. The trees, hamster, air.
Okay, I'm ready. This is my bed.
There is so much that we love. I think we all want a home, 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 and I think we know that there's enough when we share. Is that right? Yeah. So the sun. So we're gonna sing a song. Mary Ellen is gonna sing it to us, and you can sing along. But I'm gonna mute you so you can hear her. So here we go. I'm gonna mute everybody again. Hold on 1 second, Mary Ellen. Okay, so Mary Ellen's gonna sing another song for us about how we love our home, 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 and how we can be rooted into this home that is our earth, that our mother, and we can stay strong.
Thank you so much, Laurie. And thank
You're
you,
welcome.
everyone. And Laurie will have a chance to read some more chats later, because I know you have a lot to say about all the things you love about Earth.
Yeah.
So this is a song that Sarah Pirtle wrote, and you can sing along with me at home if you'd like to. And if you want to dance, you can get up and dance around. So it's about roots. So I'm gonna make my fingers be the roots, but if you wanna stand up and have your legs be the roots, you can do that too. So it goes like this. My roots go down, down to the earth. My roots go down, down to the earth. My roots go down, down to the earth. My roots go down. That's how it goes. And we'll sing a verse in a minute, but let's try that. My roots go down, down to the earth. My roots go down, down to the earth. My roots go down, down to the earth. My roots go down. And now we're going to be an amazing jasmine. Do you have some jasmine growing in your garden?
Jasmine!
Jasmine is so sweet. So we're going to be a jasmine sending out my scent. So here's just a sign for flower if you want to do that. I am jasmine sending out my scent. I am jasmine sending out my scent. I am jasmine sending out my scent. My roots go down. And now let's be a bird, one of your favorite birds. I have some hummingbirds here in my yard that visit every day. So we can do the sign for bird you want, and a tree, of course. So the bird is singing in the tree. This is a fun sign for singing. So we can sing, I am a bird singing in a tree. I am a bird singing in a tree. I am a bird singing in a tree. My roots go down. And then one more, because only on earth can we pull a carrot out of the earth. Let's pretend like we're pulling out a carrot. I am a carrot. Well, let's say, I'm gonna say growing in the dirt. We can pretend like we're pulling it out. So I am a carrot growing in the earth. I am a carrot growing in the earth. I am a carrot growing in the earth. My roots go down. And the chorus, my roots go down, down to the earth. My roots go down, down to the earth. My roots go down, down to the earth. My roots go down. Lap and sign language. Thank you so much for helping me. Thank you so much. It was so great to have you.
So it's a beautiful day, and I want to thank all of you for joining us together for this celebration of this planet, our home. We all want a home, and it's waiting for us. So I invite you to go outside today and hug the trees and breathe the jasmine. And if you have carrots in your backyard, pick them up. If you don't eat a carrot, look at the birds and listen to them singing, and remember that you're part of this earth that loves you. And what we're going to do together is we're going to love this earth so that there's enough for all the plants and animals and all the people on the whole planet now and in the future. So I want to thank Mary Ellen Hill on her 30th anniversary. Yay! I'm so glad she loves the earth and she shares her stories. And if you want to hear more about her stories, go to her website, MEH, because that's her name, Mary Ellen Hill, stories.com. It's easy. And if you want to partner with us at Skyline to either walk the labyrinth or work for justice locally and globally for the environment, just look at our website, skylineucc.org, and go out and have a beautiful day. And let's give thanks to the beauty of creation that we're part of. Bye.
Bye. Thanks,
Bye. Everybody can say bye. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone from as far away as Turkey.
I love you.
Colorado.
I love you.
I love you, Jennifer. I love you, Sue.
Thank you. We love you.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you, Betty. Love you, Mindy.
Bye.
Dick and Ronnie. Love you, Mindy.
Happy New
Thank you, Mary Ellen.
Bye.
Bye, Mary Ellen.
Love you, Betty. Love you, Helena. Thank
Bye.
you
Love
for
you
coming,
too.
Asha. Love you, Lori. Thank you,
Bye,
Teresa.
Mary
Love you, Max. Love you, Allison. Love you, Linda. Love you, everyone. Love you, Kiara. Thanks for coming. Bye, Candy.
Love you. Bye.
Love you.
Ellen.
Thanks for
Love
coming.
you. Bye.
Thanks, Marty, for coming. Who else is here still? Thank you so
Margaret.
much.
Bye, Mary Ellen.
Love you. Thanks for
Bye.
coming. Love you so much. Thank you for coming. Thanks,
Welcome.
Nick.
Bye, Mary Ellen.
You're
Love
welcome.
you. Love you, Lisa. Love you, Giddy. Thank you for
Talk to you
coming.
soon. Happy Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day. Love you,
Big
Bean.
hugs.